All right, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're going to be taking a look at lesson 14, graphs of a linear equation, horizontal and vertical lines. So these are two very special kinds of problems here. So we're going to start with horizontal. And a horizontal line is going to be one that goes straight across. So for example, we can have one that looks like this. Equation types, horizontal lines are going to be y equals a number. So the one that I drew up there is actually y equals 2. Right? So it's going to be y equals some number. And you draw a horizontal line. The other kind that we have are vertical lines, which are going to go straight up and down. These are going to be x equals, so this would be an example of x equals 2. So it's anytime x equals a number. All right, and in these equations, notice in y equals 2, there's no x. And in x equals -2, there's no y. All right, so let's take a look and see here. So given the equations 1x plus 2y equals 5 and 1x plus 0y equals 5, compare the solutions. So here we have, right, we're looking and we have -3, we put it in, you get 4. So the y values are staying the same in each problem, but the x values have changed, right? Because here x has to equal 5. It doesn't matter what y is. So here we have the same y values, but x's are going to be constant. So they have the same y values, but they have different x values. All right, so let's see. The graph of the equation ax plus by equals c. This is standard form. A equals 1, b equals 0, and c equals 5 is A. All right, well, I'm going to actually kind of write it out. So if A is 1, so that means we have x. B is 0, so that means plus 0, so no y's, equals 5. So x equals 5. That makes it a vertical line. And it passes through the point, it passes through every point that has 5 as an x value. So it could be 5, 1, you could say 5, 2, you could say 5, 0, anything that has where x is a 5. All right, explain what the graph of 1x minus 0y equals 6 would look like. So I don't have any y's, I have x equals 6. So this is going to be a vertical line where x is 6. Explain what the graph of 1x plus 0y equals -10 would be. So again, I don't have any y's. I have x equals -10. So this is also going to be a vertical line where x is -10. All right, so let's take a look at some more examples here. So now I'm going to actually graph these. So graph the linear equation x equals -2. Well, it means wherever x is -2. So this is the point -2, 0, -2, 1, -2, 2, -2, 3, -2, 4, and so on. So we're going to have that nice vertical line where x is -2. All right, graph the linear equation ax plus by equals c, where a is b, or I'm sorry, a is 1, so that's x. B is 0, which means it's not going to be there, so 3. So that means we're going to have a vertical line where x is 3. Given the equations, so those are our vertical lines. So given the equations, now let's take a look at some horizontal. So now here notice that the x values are the same, but our y values are different between the two charts. So let's see what this one's going to look like. So here, I'm going to put in 0 for a, so that means no x's, 0x, plus y equals 2. So that's y equals 2. So this is a horizontal line passing through the point, and it can be any point that has y as a 2. So I'm going to do 0, 2. You could do 1, 2. You could do 2, 2, 3, 2, so on and so forth. All right, explain what the graph of So here I have no x's, so I have y equals 6. So this is going to be a horizontal line. Where y equals 6. All right, next page. We are doing a lot of notes today. All right, graph the linear equation y equals -2. So I'm going to go on my y-axis, I'm going to go down to -2, and then I'm going to draw a horizontal line there. All right, y equals 0. Well, y equals 0 is actually the x-axis, because that's where y is 0. All right, another one. If I have, what am I filling in? So I'm going to have 0x plus y equals 1.5. So my x's are gone. So this is a horizontal line at about 1.5. So it can go in between those two things. And there's your equation. So some lesson summary. A vertical line is either the y-axis or any other line parallel to the y-axis, where a is 1 and b is 0. Right? So vertical lines. X equals a number. Horizontal line is either the x-axis or parallel to the x-axis, and it's always going to be y equals a number. And they're using it as c. Okay, hopefully pretty easy, but if you do have any questions, bring them to class, and have a good night.